Well, the snow is here and some are ready to play. Check out this chime-in video sent in by Marvin Flynn, who's visiting from Florida with his pups, Monty, Kai, and Pirate. This is all of them playing in the snow for the first time ever. Yeah, I can imagine being from Florida. And we want to see your snow pictures and videos too. So just look for Chime In on our website, or you can use the News 13 app to upload yours. I'm really excited to see them throughout the show. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. It is Saturday, January 11th. I'm Madison Smith.
And I'm meteorologist Karen Wynn, and yeah, I'm from Florida, so I can totally relate to the Floridians seeing snow for the first time.
Absolutely. So being from Texas, it's not my first time, but it's one of few times I've seen it. Now, we have live team coverage this morning with Ed Diorio in Asheville and Rex Hodge in Haywood County. But first, let's check in with our meteorologist on this weather-worn day. Karen, it is not getting above freezing today. Is that correct?
Well, in many parts it will not. We should barely make it above freezing a little later on in the day here in Asheville, but for much of the day we'll be at or below freezing. That is why we have another weather-worn day. The snow has stopped for many of us. The freezing rain is long gone, but the icy roads and that threat for icy roads will continue through much of today for the Western Carolinas, especially in those higher elevations, but even here in some of the valleys where we do remain so cold. We're also getting windier. The good news is the winter storm warning has been dropped for many of us, except for the Tennessee state line counties, where that will remain on until noon with really dangerous travel in the pink shaded area. However, just because we're out of that warning doesn't mean that we are safe to travel around. We can see the storm has moved on. The moisture is moving out with some wraparound lighter snow moving into those higher elevations. But look at these temperatures. We are below freezing, 32 degrees or below. And so that snow, that freezing rain, that is sticking, making for an icy start. As we go on through the morning, we remain in the 20s. By noon, only 29 degrees, with the winds becoming quite brisk. I'll have more on when we get a bit warmer in this very chilly overall week ahead.
Well, Karen told you, and we are going to show you that the roads are dangerous this morning following yesterday's winter storm. And now the cold temperatures are likely freezing some of that melted snow. Our live team coverage begins with News 13's Ed Diorio in Asheville. So, Ed, how are those roads looking?
Well, Madison, it depends on what road you're talking about. If you're on one of your back roads, maybe that leads up to your house, the likelihood is that those will definitely not be in the best of shape. Now, if you go to some more well-traveled roads that aren't necessarily a highway, like right here on Long Shoals Road, it is better. The conditions are better, but it is still super slick, and there are sleet and snow in some parts. Now, the good news is here on Long Shoals, more specifically, there has been salt trucks going by. I've seen it happen at least 3 times since we set up shop here. So that's a good sight on this road specifically. And then when you get onto the major highways like I-26, there are some parts that you can tell not only were treated, but have kind of don't really seem to have any snow presence at all. However, there's others where maybe you go into some corners or whatever part of the road you may be on, and there's still a good presence layer of snow on there. So all in all, there's still snow out here. So traveling is not really advised if you're in the Asheville area or probably anywhere in Western North Carolina today. We're going to keep you up to date on how these roads are looking throughout the morning. But for now, reporting live in Asheville at Diorio, News 13.
Well, as you just heard from Ed, this snow may not be falling anymore, but these cold temperatures are the problem. Our live team coverage continues with News 13's Rex Hodge in Haywood County. So, Rex, what are conditions like there this morning?
Yeah, good morning. Here we are bright and early on a Saturday morning. And where I am right now, I'm in Waynesville overlooking the Smoky Mountain Expressway, Highway 74 behind me. So as we pan over there and take a look at the conditions there, obviously this is one of the major arteries through Haywood County. And overall, it may look like it's in pretty good shape. Of course, the plows have been out on 12-hour shifts constantly, addressing these major roads first, like Highway 74, like Interstate 40, and some of the primary roads out here, such as Highways 276, 209, 110, and so on, Highway 19. If you take a look at the major highways right now, they're passable, very slippery, however. you can see looking at the pavement here that it is very wet. That can be deceiving, of course, because we're temperature-wise hovering right around the freezing mark. So at any given point, you could run into a slick spot or that black ice that you really can't see. So if you have to be out, you have to take it very, very carefully. Be aware of that, and make sure you've got a plan. Make sure you've got plenty of warm clothes and food and water. Not too many people are out, of course, right now. That's a good thing, being a Saturday morning, but it depends very much on where you head, as Ed was saying. Up here in the higher mountains, off the major arteries, you very quickly get into steep, narrow roads. Those probably have yet to be attended to, so best to just hole up and stay put. We'll continue to check the conditions for you this morning. For now, reporting live, Rex Hodge, News 13.
And thank you to Ed and Rex for waking up early with us on a Saturday morning. On your screen right now is a list of churches closed due to weather. The food pantry at Calvary Episcopal Church in Fletcher will also be closed today, and the Basilica of St. Lawrence will not have early services today. We have the full list of all the closings in the area scrolling at the bottom of your screen. You can also check out our News 13 app or WLOS.com for a complete list. New developments for the people who are facing evictions from hotels in FEMA's Transitional Sheltering Assistance Program. FEMA is extending the program 24 hours for the people who are scheduled to check out of the hotels this morning. The extension results from the winter weather. For those still in need of housing assistance, they are encouraged to call FEMA's hotline. That number is listed below. The city of Asheville is making some changes to its bus service because of slippery road conditions. All ART bus services are suspended until noon today. Afternoon bus routes will resume regular schedules with services ending at 6 this evening. Updates will be provided if any further changes to the service occur.
And now your News 13 Skywatch weather.
Good morning. It is cold, it is windy, and roads are slick. We see those current conditions well below freezing. 30 at the Asheville airport, upper 20s elsewhere around western North Carolina, and with the wind chill, we feel colder than that. Look at the expected wind gust as we go throughout the day, just adding that chill in the air with winds gusting over 30 miles per hour at times later on in the morning. Right now, we see some light snow over the Tennessee state line. Current temperatures, again, very cold in places like Newfound Gap at 18. High temperatures are not expected to go much above freezing in places like Brevard, 35 in Asheville, and some locations could stay below freezing. And so you know what that means. That means those roads that are wet are going to remain slick in many locations. Here is your 3-day forecast, and you can see after a cold day today of 35 degrees for that high, our low 17. So anything that does melt today, it refreezes tonight. So Sunday morning could also be a little dicey on the roads. Fortunately, though, we are warming back up Sunday afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, 41 then and 45 on Monday.
Good morning, everyone. Our live team coverage of wintry weather this morning continues. News 13's Rex Hodge is in Haywood County. Rex, it looks like you are having a lot of fun out there in the snow.
Of course. Who doesn't want to get up at 3 in the morning, right, on a Saturday? Anyway, here we are. To give you an idea where I am at the Lowe's store, actually, in Waynesville, and we're overlooking Highway 74 over there. But where I am right now, I just kind of want to give you an idea, walking forward here, looking at the amount of snow here as I walk through it. I'd say maybe 1.5 inches or 2 inches of snow right here is what we got here. Panning over here to Highway 74, the major roads look like they're in pretty good shape here. The trucks have been out with the DOT all along, but it can be deceiving because there's black ice out there too, slick spots all over the place. And back out over here, here's what we've had. Of course, we've had snow and we've had sleet and we've had freezing rain, and this is kind of what we're dealing with here, and that can be very, very, very slippery out there. So be careful if you're heading out. Reporting live in Haywood County, Rex Hodge, News 13.
The biggest concern this morning is any snow melt freezing and making travel dangerous. If you don't have to go anywhere today, please stay home. Our live team coverage continues with News 13's Ed Diorio in Asheville. Ed, I know you also woke up very early for us. We appreciate it. What are you seeing out there?
Well, pretty similar to what Rex has been seeing. And yeah, we're trying to have fun here as well. But I will say this kind of snow doesn't make it necessarily easy. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So as Rex was saying, you got a little bit of snow. You got maybe like an inch or so. But it's kind of that powdery snow that you can pretty much just kind of wipe away. But there's still a layer under here. So when you look at this, it's that freezing rain you're kind of talking about. And you can kind of kick it a little bit and see it's sticking. There's the curb right there. So there is a layer of ice or freezing rain. There's something under this snow, and that's the case on these roads as well. So if you're driving, that along with slick conditions is something to look out for. DOT crews and other crews are out treating the roads this morning as early as right now. So that is good news for travelers today. Live in Asheville, Ed Diorio, News 13.
And now your News 13 Skywatch weather.
And our winter storm warning is still in effect. This time it's been extended until noon for our Tennessee state line counties. You see them highlighted in pink. Anywhere in this warning could get an additional 1 to 3 inches of snow today. And of course, those icy roads will remain a threat. And even those of us who are no longer under that warning, as we just saw from those previous live shots, the roads are icy and it is cold, getting windy today. So I would definitely stay inside if at all possible. 35 for that high, feeling chillier than that with the wind. Sunday, we get more relief when we make it back into the 40s, but in between those highs, we have a very cold night with frigid air continuing to move in. We can see for the most part, the major moisture has moved out of here, and just that light wraparound snow is expected in the higher elevations only. But of course, we are all very cold. We see on that hour-by-hour futurecast, some snow showers are possible as we go through the morning, even in some of those higher elevations in Buncombe County around Barnersville. Can't rule that out, but mainly in those Tennessee state line high elevation locations. And before it's all done, there could be an additional inch or two of snow, again, mainly in the high country, very light elsewhere. The wind will be more impactful for many of us, keeping us feeling so bitterly cold. Gust up near 30 miles per hour as we head on into the early afternoon. And then we will see that wind come down somewhat tonight, but still cold enough with temperatures going down into the teens. It will feel so bitter. Highs today range from only 23 in Newland to the lower 40s in the foothills. The Upstate later on in the morning in the Upstate, you should be fine for those road conditions. But many of us in the mountains are going to be dealing with those icy roads for much of the day on into tonight. Of course, we go down into the teens. Very cold, and the rest of the week we have our weather warned day today for icy roads. We are a bit milder on Sunday. Monday, that 45 for that high is going to seem very balmy almost, but then we cool back down with another cold front moving through. For the most part, we are looking at dry days ahead. We could get a few flurries on Wednesday. Beyond that, though, plenty of sunshine. We do see our temperatures rebound on Friday. We should be up to 48 for that high then, which is pretty typical for this time of year in Asheville.